Due to the many technological discoveries and advancements made during the 19th century, oil became the leading source of fuel for many American homes. One man from Richford, New York, was able to take hold of the oil industry and become one of the most powerful men to walk the earth. This man was John Davison Rockefeller. He wasn't a man of too much wealth growing up, and his family moved around quite a bit when he was a child. His father would go from town to town selling fake medicines under the guise of being a doctor. The businessman may have not started with much, but he had the determination to do anything he wanted with his life. Rockefeller eventually went out on his own, dropping out of Cleveland Central High School, taking a single business class at Folsom Mercantile College, and working as a bookkeeper. He then established his first enterprise, a commission business dealing in hay, grain, meats, and other goods. Rockefeller had not made it through school before he decided he was ready to test his skills in the real world. He built his first oil refinery near Cleveland in 1863. Within 2 years, it was the largest refinery in the area. Rockefeller, who had come from very humble origins, eventually became the richest man in America. Becoming the richest man in America was no simple task. It took the never-ending will to succeed which John Rockefeller had. Although he may have had a rather slow start in life, he continued to work hard until he became more successful than he ever could have dreamed of. John found new ways to improve the oil industry, making it more efficient than before. He realized the potential that the oil industry had, and he slowly sold off his other interests and became convinced that refining oil would bring him great wealth. Being the inventive man he was, Rockefeller introduced techniques that totally reshaped the oil industry. He was not ever a man to miss out on making a great deal of money, so the oil industry was just the place for him. He was able to negotiate with railroads for favored rates on Standard Oil's shipments of oil, and acquired pipelines and terminal facilities as well. Soon, due to Rockefeller's determination, the company owned a majority of the lines which provided cheap, efficient transportation for oil. The brilliant businessman decided that if he controlled the refining and the transportation aspects of the oil industry at the same time, he could astronomically increase the efficiency of the industry. Rockefeller eventually began to employ industrial chemists, and soon kerosene replaced other lubricants. It was more reliable, efficient, and economical than other fuels. He came to understand that in the refining process there are many byproducts when crude oil is converted into kerosene. What others saw as waste, Rockefeller saw as gold. John was always looking for ways to improve the industry and increase efficiency. He was better at it than anybody else in his line of work. In his lifetime, John Rockefeller was dedicated to and succeeded at increasing the efficiency of the oil industry exponentially. Due to Rockefeller's industriousness and drive, he was able to make oil available to even the common person, completely changing American lives. The rail companies played a key role in transporting oil, and Rockefeller guaranteed these rail companies all of his business, all of the oil going to his refineries, and in exchange he got incredibly low rates that none of his competitors would get. Being the intelligent businessman that he was, when his competitors could not compete, his strategy was to buy them out and further consolidate his control over the refining business. John continued finding more ways to control every aspect of the oil industry because he knew that this was his best route to success. Rockefeller and his associates, looking for a way to gain more power, established the first major U.S. trust and set a pattern of organization for other monopolies. This approach made it difficult for other companies to compete with the incomparable strength that Standard Oil's predatory practices, sophisticated networks, deep pockets, and general business acumen had allowed it to build up across the country. As though it did not have enough power already, John Rockefeller finds a way to monopolize the industry and virtually run it all on his own. Due to his advancements in making the industry more efficient, he brought the cost of oil down from 58 to 8 cents a gallon. With John's achievements, for the first time in human history, the average person was able to be productive into the evening and early night. What an American businessman was doing to become rich ended up changing American lives and opening up new opportunities nationwide. Rockefeller, by running all sides of the industry and making more advancements all the time, was able to make oil a household item and not a luxury. Through great persistence and determination, John D. Rockefeller came from initially having nothing to revolutionizing the oil industry and having a great impact on oil use all around the country.